that all men have inalienable rights to think freely, to talk freely, to write freely their own opinions, and to counter or utter or write upon the opinions of others.
This is from the Creed of the Church of Scientology. Hey everybody, I'm Holly, aka the ScientoloGeek, and I never thought I would say these words again, but welcome back to going over the student hat series. I know it's been a while since we've tackled this. The only reason I'm coming back to it is because of the fact that when I was doing this series originally, I was going through an independent Scientology course. Now that I have the full student course pack from the church, I went through those, compared and contrasted documents to see which ones I didn't cover, and we are going to cover them in the remainder of this series. So I am absolutely looking forward to this. If you guys want access to any of the volumes, whether it's tech or policy, any of the flag orders, base orders, any of the miscellaneous documents I have on the shared Google Drive folder, feel free to email me at scientologeek@gmail.com, or you can go to the Discord server, link in the description. And if you guys are listening on any podcasting platform, I don't know if it's just Spotify or if it's any other podcasting services, but if you guys are listening on a podcasting platform, first off, thank you. I hope this is easier for you guys if you want to listen to it in the background and not have the video up. So hopefully this might be a little data saver for those of you who may have data limits, or just those of you who like to listen in the background. So without any further ado, let's get started. All right, so welcome to the HCO Bulletin of the 4th of September, 1971, issue 2, called Alterations.
There's a basic law in word clearing. At the bottom of all alteration of meaning or action is a misunderstood word.
And this is, again, where they bring up the misunderstood word issue.
This law at once explains why communication, ideas, or application become falsified, twisted, and corrupted.
I think they become twisted, falsified because they're wrong, and they just get changed because it's not a misunderstood word. It's that your beliefs and the way you do things are bullshit.
This law is of great use in word clearing. A, it indicates who has to be word cleared fast, at once, now, before duties go off the rails any further. B, it detects the area just before which there is a misunderstood word. A is useful to the administrator. Knowing it and knowing word clearing and being able to do it himself or get it done, he can avoid wholesale dismissals, frantic transfers, general inefficiency, and organizational strain. B is very useful to the word clearer. Example of B. A person can do everything on an order except file the folders which he insists on delivering to a wrong room. Look over the order and find where in it talks about filing folders. Just above or beside that will be a misunderstood word. Locate it, get it identified, defined, and used in sentences. The person can suddenly file folders. Just before or with the point a person begins to alter will be found a misunderstood word. Thus, 1. Discover what a person alters. 2. Find what came just before that. 3. Find the misunderstood word. 4. Get it looked up. 5. Get it used in sentences as long as it moves a meter tone arm. 6. End off on FNVGIs.
Again, floating needle and very good indicators. So use it in sentences as long as it moves a meter tone arm. The fact that they care more about the meter than your own comprehension.
The ability to do it straight will have been returned. It is very magical.
Alright, I'm just going to skip right over to the next one. This is the HCO Bulletin of the 22nd of April, 1970, revised, which was revised on the 2nd of August, 1989, called Clay Table Demo Checkouts.
A supervisor, when checking a student's clay demonstrations, always checks to see that the student's understanding of the material being demonstrated is present. This is done exactly as outlined in the HCOB clay table training. The supervisor has only the materials of the course, such as HCO bulletins, HCO policy letters, tapes, textbooks, or reference materials to refer to in checking out a demonstration. If a student's clay demonstration isn't correctly done or doesn't show what is to be demonstrated, the supervisor must give a flunk for it. The supervisor must also state why it is a flunk with reference to the material. A supervisor must never refer to another student's demo as an example of a correctly done demo or make an example of a student's incorrectly done demo to other students. Just stick to the course materials and your students will win. You will find that students' demonstrations will each be unique in their own way of showing the data. The important thing is that the demo does show the data and the student understands it. A student's clay demo is a personal creation by the student, and when properly done is to be highly validated by the supervisor. A student's clay demo is not something made for public display, even to other students. All a supervisor is interested in with any student is that the material of the course is duplicated and fully understood by the student. The clay demonstrations of each student will show this. This was assisted by the Deputy Preparations Chief Flag and revision assisted by LRH Technical Research and Compilations.
All right, let's go to the final bulletin for today. I'm so used to saying policy letter. The HCO Bulletin of the 22nd of July, 1971, Issue 2, called Confronting Edition. Now, this is an addition to the HCO Bulletin called Confronting.
In reference to the gradient of study objects to confront under the item paper, the following procedure applies. The student would confront a policy letter or bulletin. It's tacked to the wall upside down so it can't be read. The student sits in a chair and confronts it. It is not the significance of the bulletin that the student is confronting. It is the bulletin itself, the physical object.
Okay, so you're not even reading the bulletin. You're not confronting what's in it. You have to confront and get the ability to just be in the presence of a policy letter or a bulletin. This is fucking ridiculous.
This is continued until the student is able to be there and comfortably perceive the upside-down bulletin. It's usually done for 2 hours, no blink, no swallow, no twitch. Once this is accomplished, the student moves to the next gradient per the list in HCOB Study Series 2, Confronting, assisted by the distribution aid.
Let's get this last bulletin in. The HCO Bulletin of the 19th of June, 1972, called Dinky Dictionaries. It comes with a definition, of course, you have to clear your MUs. Dinky, small or insignificant. This makes a reference to HCOB dictionaries.
In learning the meaning of words, small dictionaries are very often a greater liability than they are a help. The meanings they give are often circular, like cat, an animal. Animal, a cat.
No, the point of the dictionary is specifically not to do that and to give comprehensive definitions.
They do not give enough meaning to escape the circle.
This is just a straw man that Hubbard's throwing up and just tearing down with ease because it doesn't exist.
The meanings given are often inadequate to get a real concept of the word. The words are too few, and even common words are often missing.
No.
Huge dictionaries can also be confusing, as the words they use to define are often too big or too rare and make one chase through 20 new words to get the meaning of the original.
Someone can get the meaning of the original with context clues. They don't have to chase every single fucking definition that they go through.
Little pocketbook dictionaries may have their uses for traveling and reading newspapers, but they do get people in trouble. I've seen people find a word in them and then look around in total confusion. For the Dinky Dictionary did not give the full meaning or the second meaning they really needed. So the Dinky Dictionary may fit in your pocket, but not in your mind.
So, what have we covered today? Well, we've learned that any alterations of meaning or altering an action done is caused by a misunderstood word, and that the goal is to find what has been altered, go just before the alteration, find the misunderstood, and clear it up. We've also learned that when a course supervisor is checking out a clay demo, he is only to use source reference materials. Do not use the student's work as any sort of example as to what to do or what not to do for other students. Flunks are given when the clay demo is not done properly or doesn't convey the proper information. And overall, make sure that the demo shows the data and it shows that the student understands it. A student needing to confront a bulletin or policy letter, I personally think this whole part is stupid. Needing to confront an HCOB or PL would have to see it upside down first for some reason. Basically, the whole point is just to do TR0 with the fucking materials, which is dumb. And only once they can comfortably do TR0 with their materials, not anything I thought I would have to say, they can then move on to confronting books. And dinky dictionaries, such as pocket dictionaries, may not give proper definitions, so they're not recommended for use on course. You need something like the Oxford English Dictionary or one of the really, really big ones in order to be able to get proper definitions. So, if you guys like the video, click the like button. If you don't, dislike it. I don't really care. Comment with your feedback or questions, good, bad, or sideways. And subscribe to be kept up to date on future content. I am so glad to be starting up the student hat, or finishing it. getting these next few videos out for a little bit to try to get this series completed truly. And I will talk to all of you later. See ya.